we will go ahead and get started. This webinar will be recorded. So I just wanted to go ahead and thank everyone again for being here this morning. We are Enact Systems. We are accelerating clean energy. Today we have Joe Tanner, our sales director, on the call, as well as a guest speaker, Landon Sills from Seneva. And then myself, Shelly Littman, I'm the marketing manager for Enact Systems. And today we are going to talk about how to use our platform with a live demo and ultimately grow your solar and storage business. So here's our agenda. We're going to be talking a little bit about Enact and what we do. Then we'll jump into a live demo of our platform, and Joe will go over our features and creating a project. And then we'll have a testimonial from Landon Sills. He's the president of Seneva Solar from Utah, who has been our customer since October. And he has some things to say about our platform and general feedback. And then we'll go ahead and do a Q&A session at the end. So any questions you have during the presentation, you can put in the Q&A chat box, and I can either answer them live during the presentation or I'll answer them in person at the end of presentation during our Q&A section. So about Enact, we are an end-to-end platform where you can close deals faster and create beautiful and accurate proposals. We really we pride ourselves on managing projects with rapid completion with a really integrated platform and customizable proposal for your customers. We have fully integrated design and project management software for developers and installers, and we can also do residential and commercial projects on our platform. We also have features to manage assets, analytics and reporting, energy management, users of residential and commercial solar and storage assets as well. And lastly, we have cloud integrations. We are an open platform for solar panel and battery OEMs, developers, installers, financiers, owners, and utilities, creating a transparent energy ecosystem, reducing cost and increasing transaction value. So we like to say we're hardware agnostic, and we have a lot of options for your customers to choose from. We are also a two-sided platform. This increases business productivity and customer engagement. So one set of our product and services we offer is our software for installers and distributors. We do remote design with a sales tool using Google Maps or Near Maps that is for that has savings projections, pricing, margins, proposals and contracts, and account management. We also have an end-to-end platform for the entirety of your project's life cycle. So you can check the milestones, documentation and imaging. You can have collaboration with team members and a full operations oversight. The other end of our platform is for energy management. This is for the end customer, asset owners and users. This is a mobile app and platform that shows a wonderful visualization of the power flow, battery charge, energy analytics and insights. We have performance alerts and emission reduction tracking and your overall contribution to the ecosystem for clean energy. You can also manage your assets here as well for the end customers' solar system. So you can manage your savings and ROI tracking, financing, transparency, warranty management, and performance guarantee, and ultimately track every asset of your ROI. I'm going to turn it over to Joe. He's our director of sales, and he's located in San Diego. He's going to go ahead and talk about the topics we will cover today, and I'll turn it over to you now. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah, so as Shelly was saying, we're a double-sided platform. We have the installer side, but we also have the consumer side. But Enact's capabilities don't stop there. We're actually the only platform right now that you're able to do residential and commercial projects in our platform without having a different login, without having to use another platform. It's the same tools. So it just there's a lot of ease with your sales reps, both creating platforms for grandma down the street with an 8-panel system, or you can do a big industrial warehouse with, a megawatt system that you're able to do seamlessly within Enact, and you can bounce between the two. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Enact's custom workflow option that we have as well, where you can track a project throughout address verification to PTO and beyond. And then we're going to go over our new offering, which is called Sales Proposal as a Service for both commercial and residential. We'll get in the requirements of that as well as pricing. So perfect. And then after that, we're going to have a quick Q&A. Give me 1 second while I pull it up.
Why don't we turn it over to your live demo now, and then we will continue on with Landon's testimonial and then the Q&A.
Sounds great.
Great.
All right, perfect. So as you can see here, this is Enact's landing page. So when you log in with your credentials, you'll come to this page. We'll white label it, so it'll be your logo on here, on the proposals, everything like that. You won't see Enact's. But one thing that we notice here first and foremost is that you can look at a glance at all of your projects in your pipeline. So rather than having a big pipeline sheet, what you can do is you can come in here, you can see, okay, I have 5 uncontacted leads. You double click these and boom, here are all those leads, email, the last update, the created date, what type of project it is. You're able to do that either for your entire sales team, or you can pick individual reps. You're also able to track your lead sources too. So if you have a CRM that you're currently using, great. We're an open access API, very easily be able to onboard you guys. Or if you don't have one, we currently are in partnership with a company called Zoho, where they have their own marketing campaigns that'll push automatically to Enact, and that's already set up. So that's just a turnkey. But what we're going to talk about today is Enact's capabilities for both commercial and residential. So as you can see here with our demos, we do live demos with customers who are actually doing proposals for solar customers, and a lot of them are, nonprofit, residential, commercial. So you're not able to do that in other platforms. I know currently companies like Aurora or Solo, they're kind of one or the other, or they're very rigid. With Enact, it's as easy as you need it to be, but it's as detailed as you want it to be. So you can do a very simple residential project, which we'll show you right now, an 8-panel system, battery, no battery, very easy. Or you can do a huge, big commercial project, which we'll be focusing on these two today as our kind of test accounts. So as you can see here, it's a very simple landing page. So when you fill in the customer's name, address, all their pertinent information, you'll be sent to this page. And with this page, you'll see that it'll automatically populate the utility, what rate they're using, their utility costs. You're able to add either the annual kilowatt usage or their dollar amount here. Very simple. There's also different load profiles you're able to choose from. So you can get very, very nitty gritty with this. You can also do interval data for customers. If they have special interval data, that's more of a commercial side. And then what you're able to do, which I, as a former solar sales rep, really enjoy, is that you can create multiple different proposals for the same customer under the same customer name. So typically what happens is you have to recreate a whole project. You have to kind of download the proposal you already gave, create a new whole new thing, download that, and then kind of compare and contrast them with the customers. If they like proposal A, then you have to go in and recreate it. Sometimes things don't add up, gets a little messy, gets a little confusing. With Enact, everything is at a touch right here. You can look and see everything. If there's a proposal that you like, or that a customer likes, but they just want to add something, you just click the edit button and it'll take you instantly to our design page, and it'll copy that proposal identically. And then from there, you're able to make the changes. So if a customer's like, hey, I really like the system that you gave me, this 5 kilowatt size system, but I really want a battery. What will a battery look like? So then what you can do is click here, create a new system with the battery, and then you can actually go from there. You can leave notes that the sales rep can see. And then once it's completed, which is what the $sign means, then you're able to send it directly to the customer. So let's go ahead and do that today. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this little 5 kilowatt size system, and we're just going to click the edit button. Now, what this edit button is going to do is it's going to take us to the address that we picked. And as you can see, there's already an array there, right? Because this is an identical copy of the previous one that we already completed. But what I want to do is I just want to show you how simple it is to create one. Now, it looks like that this home currently already has solar. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go over that. Typically, when a customer already has solar, you already have all of the data in there that you need. So what we're going to do is we're just going to draw our roof outline right here. And as you can see, what it's doing is it's actually measuring the length of the roof so that when you go ahead and put panels in, you're very confident in how many panels you're actually able to fit there. I've had it in the past before where I've done a system and site survey goes out and says, hey, we can actually only fit, 10 panels rather than the 15 that you sold the customer. So their offset's going to drop and their price is going to drop. So then I have to go back to the customer, have an awkward conversation. Where with this, because we have over 21,000 different modules already preloaded into our platform, you're able to go in with confidence knowing, hey, this is what we can fit in there. And then as you can see, all it did is I just traced the roof section. It gave me the azimuth, the correct number of panels. I can do custom setbacks if I need to. We have keep outs already here in the form of trees. I can create those if I want to all around the house. Then all I do is just select an inverter. So we have over 10,000 different inverters that are already in here, different modules, different companies, whatever you're looking for both the commercial and the residential. And then you just pick the one that you want to use. So for this one, we're going to do Solar Edge. We're going to find one that's compatible. So there we go. So storage as well. We do have different storage options. Again, we have all the different storage companies you could ever want. And again, with Enact, it's very easy to make your own. So if you need to add templates, take away templates, or add modules, take away modules, different hardware, different setup, you're able to do that in the settings. You just click there. Everything is in there that you could possibly want, and I'll show you the ease of doing that. So let's just do this Sonnen battery. We want one. There we go. And then system results. System results shows you what the system will actually produce for that customer. Give you the energy basis, very easy to read consumption versus generation. There's the tiered view right here that you can see, the bill offset, and then the load analysis. Now, one thing that Enact has that not a lot of platforms have is our graph actually will accurately show based off the time of year when the battery will actually charge and when it'll discharge. So you can download this and actually show this to your customers and say, hey, this is an accurate depiction of what it's going to look like for you. You can also show it here, the self-consumption storage and solar. So we have our own battery calculator already programmed in here for you. Now, with financing options, you are able to come into here and you can pick either residential, commercial, or storage based off what you're doing. And all of this stuff will be preloaded in the onboarding that you guys do, or if you guys need to go in and change it, again, I'll show you how quick it would be to change it. So you incentives and credits, they're already preloaded depending on where you're at. So you just tell us, hey, I'm selling in Vermont today, or I'm selling in Hawaii or New Hampshire, and we'll have all those SRACs and things like that already in there. So this is a big component that we have that not all other people have too, is that you're actually able to show different customers 3 different financing options. You can either do a loan with the customer and it'll show their loan pricing here. You can do 2 different loans so you can kind of compare and contrast, or you can just show them cash. So you're able to see what it's going to do. And then with our proposals, you just click proposal setup. And what this will do based off the commercial or the residential templates that you guys customize and bring aboard, you're actually able to show the customer what they want to see. So now with our commercial, it's the same exact thing. Which is great because now you can change what you need to change with a customer live. So again, put in the customer's name, information. For example, this project we did was for Forever 21, address, all of that, and it's all right here for you to see. The key differences here for utility information is obviously because this is a commercial and because the type of building is different from a home, you're going to have different utility rates. So you can custom pick which utility rate you have. We are going to be partnering with Genability here pretty soon. So all of this is going to be updated live and in real time. And then again, same process as setting it up, right? Ease of use. It's not very difficult. You don't have to put in all this data. It's all right there for you. Again, you can change the load based off what they are. And as you can see, these load profiles have changed because now we're in commercial. Interval data. So you can either download a template, which has 15, 30, or 1 hour intervals, or you can get like a green button data from a utility provider, click that, and then all that will populate here for you. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to do a new one for this. So just click add, and now we have an entirely new graph that we can look at. So we have near maps and we also have Google Maps. Depending on where you're at, one is going to be a little bit better than the other. So as you can see with near maps, it was too close. So we switched over to Google and now we can see all of these. So with a building like this, you're going to see there's a lot of keep outs. There's 6 AC units, it looks like. There's some weird kind of overhang things right here. So what we're able to do is we're able to go in here, do our array type. We're going to do a roof mount. We're going to click our Hanwha Q cells right here. And then what we're going to do first is we're going to draw our keep outs. So you see we have a rectangle keep out here. So this we're going to do 3 by 3. We are going to take our keep out, which is right here. And just drag that and move it over to these. So those look a little bit bigger. So just copy paste that. Let's make it a little bit bigger so we can see it, huh? There. And just click copy. And then it's going to be the exact same dimensions. Bring it over here. And now you're just doing the exact same thing, right? Now, if we wanted to kind of highlight this whole area, we can do a freeform keep out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this entire section. And again, you see our measuring tool. It's measuring, showing how far we want it to go, the dimensions, so that now when we design our system, it's just not going to put anything here. So instead of going in and adding panels one by one right here, taking away, or then doing a whole max fit and then going in and taking away, now you don't even have to worry about that. So same setup. Because this is a flat roof, we don't really have to worry about azimuth or anything like that starting on the ridge. So we can just go down here, come across down here. And then if you click and you hold shift, it actually creates a perfect right angle for you. And you see that line that just came up? So when the two lines are intersecting, our platform will actually create it'll actually create the perfect square for you. So that we're done, boom, max fit populated. So again, it's the same setup as if you're doing a commercial project. So it's not very complex. You can click per edge here, and then you can click individually where you want to put this. So if we want to make this one a little bit less, 3 feet, we can. It's going to move it down, and it's going to adjust the whole system. So it's the same way that you're going to do it as residential. Now that's key because we don't want you learning one tool, then having to learn another tool, or one tool is, very intuitive or the other tool isn't. So we made it such so that anyone can come in and do it, right? It's a very easy thing to do. Takes a little bit of practice. As you can see, mine's a little bit wonky, but that's okay. So we go over to inverter, add inverter, and now we're going to look for those bigger inverters that we have that this system is going to be able to process. So do that. We're going to add 5 of these for safety. And again, storage, you can click this, update this however you need to, make it as detailed as you want it to be. System results. So system results, again, is going to show us, the energy consumption based off the size, the energy replacement factor that we have. As you can see, it's the same graph, very easy to read, very easy to sell for your sales reps and for your customers to understand. Now, again, we go into finance, and this is the same page, right? So it's the same process that you'll see. It's not very difficult. Once you figure out one, you can figure out the other very simply. And financing options again. We are partnered with big financiers. So Green is a big financer for commercial, same with Wunder Capital. So you can put those in here, show the data, give it to your customers, right? And then again, proposal setup. We have commercial proposals that you can use, new proposals. And again, all of this is editable. So if you have proposals that you guys are currently using right now that you want to push through, we have those for you. If we don't have one, then we're more than happy to sit down in your onboarding and actually create one with you. So let's go back into this project. And let's showcase our workflow tool. So I don't know how many of you guys out there are using, what or what platforms you're using or how many sales reps you have. One of my biggest, chiefest complaints from not only my customers when I was selling solar, but of the different platforms I have is I have no idea where my account is. I don't know if it's in permitting. I don't know where it is. It's stuck. What's going on? And so with this, what you're able to do is you can actually track this along with your sales reps. And then this will actually push to that dashboard page that we saw so that you can actually see, okay, what accounts are moving forward, who's progressing accounts, why is, Joe not pressing accounts, but Sean is moving forward a lot of accounts, what's going on, where's the disconnect, right? Now, you're also able to do this side by side with other workflows. So depending on what your company does, if you do HVACs and also solar, if you do roofing and also solar, we have a customer who does plumbing and also solar. You can track and manage different projects simultaneously with the same workflow. As you can see here, you just kind of pick and choose what workflows you want to use. So if you have one project, 8 panels, battery, super simple run of the mill, you can have just the default workflow. If you have another project that's a little bit more difficult, you can actually go in, create a whole new workflow very easily, and it'll track and be the kind of the bad road workflow. So let's go in here. So you saw the design, you saw the workflow, you saw the dashboard page, but now let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into the customization of your projects. So as you can see here, like I said, we have over 21,000 different modules. 99% of the time, we'll have the module you want. But let's say that you find a module and it's 100% made out of recycled plastic. What you can do is you can click Create Custom Module, Manufacturer, Model Number, Description, all the pertinent information. It's all in the data sheet. And then you can either upload the data sheet here, or you can email it to myself or our customer success manager page, and we'll upload it for you. Very simple, very easy to do. You can do that for panels, inverters, batteries, racking, monitoring, right? You can do all of that in here. It's all very simple and all very easy to do. So going back to those proposals and all of your documents, think of this as sort of your library. You can house everything you need to in here. You can house proposals. You can house HOA documents. You can house HVAC contracts. Everything in here is very easy to use. You can download it from here, make quick edits and re-upload it. You can upload a new template very easily from here. You just click a name, have everything pushed to it. And again, we're always here to help you. So if you have any questions, we're not going to put you on hold. We're not going to send you in a waiting line. You're not going to get a queue number. Email me directly and we'll set up a Zoom time. Very simple, very easy to do. Same with financing setup. So one thing that you'll notice as a recurring theme is that everything's very easy, right? Very easy to use. We don't want you guys wasting time sitting on a dev meeting or waiting for someone to get back to you. Everything happens pretty quick, pretty simultaneously. If you need something done, again, I'm your point of contact. I'll get it pushed through for you. So it's same with financing. As you can see here, we have $100,000 contracts and we have multi-million-dollar contracts, right? All of them are access to you. Whatever you guys are currently using in your sales, you can have it here. Or if you guys want to venture out and maybe start doing commercial, we already have everything set up for you. As I said, we are going to be partnering with GenAbility coming in the next couple weeks, and we're going to have our incentive profiles already locked in here for you. So you just have to tell us where you're at, all of the rate schedules, co-ops, everything like that. It's all going to be pushed through and live in here. So you guys can just pick and choose And of course, as I've said before, you can create a custom incentive. So if you're in New Hampshire and New Hampshire rates are always kind of changing and updating, you can click this, add those changes, or again, you can email us and we'll do it for you. So costing setup. So this is big. So if you are a commercial customer who is doing big commercial projects, you can track and manage everything you need to here so that you can then push it to who's ever in charge and they can actually do a line by line BOM. They can see what they're paying for, costing, everything like that. If you're doing residential, same thing. You can do everything on here. You can actually start pricing out stuff for your other projects too if you want to tie it into the loan. So again, HVAC, concrete, turf, electrical, plumbing, you can tie those things in here too. And battery storage. So we have our own costing page for batteries. If you guys are only a battery storage company, that's right. If you only do batteries, we are able to service you. Not a lot of other people can do that, but we actually have it so that you guys can come in and sell retrofits, battery only options, anything like that. We're set up for you. Users. So if you guys are a team of 5 or if you're a team of 50, you can come in here, add, take away, give people different privileges. What do you want them to use? What you don't want them to use? You can add dealers. If your dealers have different names, different logos, different addresses, you want them to have different privileges. You can add dealer employees. Once you set up a dealer, the dealer employee will obviously light up. But same thing, right? And then you can track and monitor all of that with your team members. Now, this is the workflow that I talked about. So as you can see, this is kind of our very basic generic workflow, but you're able to delete things. You can move stages up. You can take this out, right? You can make all these changes and it takes a matter of minutes to do so that if a project does come, that it's a unique special snowflake, you're able to make those changes live so that you are ready for whatever comes with that customer. And then you just click save. You can create a new one. You can trash it. You know, anything that you want to do, it's already set up in here for you. And then one of our newest dev pushes, we're actually going to be doing a lot of these coming in the next couple months, is our tasks page. So if you're the admin or if you're a sales rep, you're able to go in here and see what tasks are assigned to you, how long they've been in here. You can either update it directly in here, or you can actually click on the account, make the updates that you need to do if you need to call a customer or anything like that. So this is really going to help your reps and your installs go in a lot quicker. So I know from my experience, a lot of times I have to go to the install page, then I have to find the customer, then I have to go to the customer page, then I have to locate the install tracker. All these different steps to do something where it was 2 clicks and I'm here, rather than, okay, I'm lost, you know. So onboarding your new hires is going to be easy. Tracking your projects, it's going to be easy. It's just going to be a lot easier for you guys to get your work done. So yeah, that's Enact at a high level. If you guys have any questions or you guys want to schedule a little bit more of a deeper dive to see how this will help you guys specifically, you guys will get my email at the end of this and I'm more than happy to go over it with you guys.
Wonderful. Thanks, Joe. Let me go back to our agenda here. Okay, now we have Landon Sill. He is the president of Suniva Solar. They're located in Utah. Just a little bit of context. He has been a customer with us and using our platform since October. And we asked him to be a part of this webinar to get some of his feedback and share his experience so far with the features of our platform. So we can go ahead and jump into some questions. And again, thank you for being here, Landon. So
thanks for having me.
Great. First question is, what first attracted you to Enact?
So we're basically a new company and we've been started since May. And I was at the RE Plus Solar Convention in September, and we didn't have a proposal software at the time, and so that was one of the main things that I was looking for at the convention was companies that would be able to offer a software. And I went to the Enact booth, and the sales reps were very friendly, and they were very quick to answer my questions, help me, give me a demo as similar to what Joe just did. And it was, as Joe mentioned, it was very simple, it was very easy, it was easy to use, it was very customizable. And Suniva were a little bit different than the average just rooftop residential solar company. And so that the ability to customize and the ability to easily do that was very attractive for me. It's something that I know that I could kind of make my own thing, make it more easy for my sales reps, for my team, for the customers. Everything would be so much easier with that thing. So
Great. I'm so glad that you ran into us at RE Plus. It's always a great show to have our product on display and to talk to passerbys and to really network and meet new installers like yourself. So that's great that you found us that way. We will be at Intersolar as well for anyone who's on the call and who wants to see our demo and meet the team as well. That's the other big show coming up in February. But glad to have met you there, Landon. Okay. Next would be how has Enact helped you manage projects more efficiently?
So as Joe mentioned, the workflow was a big thing for us. Being able to watch the projects go through each section there, and that was very easy to be able to help us be quick and organized that way to not only as like administration know what was happening out in the field, but also the customers, we could help them understand what was going on and what the next steps were as well. And so that was very helpful. And then just the whole software, the proposal, that was just so much easier to be more efficient with that and help get the ball rolling with each customer. So
Great. What was one feature that you were most excited about?
For me, like I said earlier, it was the ability to customize. Because we do different things, because we use different panels and different inverters that are than the average solar company, I guess you could say, uses. That was something that was really that I was really excited about, because I was able to integrate that into Enact and be able to use take what I was doing and integrate it into Enact. And I thought that was really helpful for me. There was really nothing that I couldn't do with Enact. I could put a new cost profile. I could integrate a new module. I could integrate a new inverter. Just the ability to customize was huge for me. I'm very some kind of like OCD in ways that I want it my way, and Enact was very helpful with that, so that I could make it be what I wanted it to be, to help my customers, to help my team, to help me, to help the company. So
Great. Yes. Having customizable workflow and features and for the proposals is really a great feature for us, and glad that you mentioned that and that it's been working for you so well. How did Enact help you streamline the proposal process?
Like I mentioned before, we didn't have a proposal software before, and so what we were using was essentially a Word doc that we had created, and it didn't look great. Wasn't very easy to use. Every value had to be calculated on like an Excel spreadsheet and then manually inputted into that Word doc. It didn't look good, took hours, and it essentially was a mess. And so being able to have everything all in one place, I can just quickly input the customer's information. I can quickly make the proposal. I already have my cost profiles. I already have the right modules and inverters and things like that already in. The right templates are already there. Everything is right in Enact. And so it took my proposal mess that would take hours, sometimes days to complete, down into minutes. I can some of my sales reps and I can do a proposal in a customer's home if need be. It's very quick, it's very simple to use, everything's already there. And so it just takes minutes to complete a proposal. And then like Joe said, we can go back and edit those proposals. If a customer has a different question, it's like, hey, I want to add something or take away something. It's so quick, it's so easy. Instead of having to calculate in a different Excel spreadsheet or something and then manually input, it's just so quick, so easy, so simple.
Great. This has been wonderful feedback. And then I know this is, you've touched on some of these before, but if you had anything else to add, what pain points has Enact solved for you?
The biggest ones were simplicity and time. I was, like I said, it was very complex before. Enact simplified that, and it was a lot of time. And some Enact was able to help me get that down. But there's just as well, it's where I was, it was kind of a complex system that I had to train employees and things like that for. And it was very hard to help my employees understand kind of our proposal system before, where it was more of like my brain of what I was thinking and how to make it easy for myself, which I think my way, other people think their way. And so it was difficult for some employees to understand that. But Enact is a very simple process that is easy for everyone. So training employees is very simple, very easy. They can quickly grasp onto it and quickly be able to go out there and use the software to be able to make sales and get things accomplished that way. So.
Okay, great. So all of this has been really positive feedback for us. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention? Maybe some drawbacks that you faced or any other features that you'd want us to add to the roadmap for next year?
Yeah, everything has been wonderful. The sales team has been very easy to work with, and Enact has reached out many times to make sure that everything is still going well, and continuously helping me through the process and making sure I understand how to use the software, how to make things happen that way. But one thing that is a little different for Suniva is we use a lot of different structures and then put the solar panels on the structures. And so with that, the tax incentives get a little hairy, a little tricky, because the structures themselves sometimes don't qualify for tax incentives. And so when we tell a customer, we need to make sure that they know that the structure is not included and calculate their tax incentives correctly that way. And it is possible to do, as Joe mentioned, to customize the tax incentive profiles and things like that. But something that I would love to see is the ability to take the costing profiles and then be able to click certain items on that would be included in a tax profile versus not included in a tax profile, if that makes sense. So essentially just be able to, like, for example, in my cost profiles, some of them have that structure, and be able to eliminate them from the tax incentive profile. So.
Okay, great. That's good feedback. And I see that, yes, Suniva has a unique business model in that way. So thank you again for taking the time to give your experience with our platform and answer our questions here. It's always great to hear from our customers and their perspective of things. So thanks again. So next we're going to go ahead and do some Q&A. We have a couple questions here in the chat. So let me pull it up. Okay, so we have these questions and you can jump in, Joe. Landon, if any questions are for you as well, I'll let you know. So we can both, or Joe be off mute, and then we can go ahead and get started here with the Q&A. So I have one. What is your pricing?
Yeah. So our pricing, we have two different types. You can either do just a month-to-month pricing per seat, That is 169 right now. And then we also have a monthly cost. So, or excuse me, a yearly agreement. So if you sign up for a year, then we actually bump the cost down. So that goes down to 179, and you're able to have full access to everything. We have a DocuSign link up. We have, yeah, 139 and 199 per month per user. So those are our new prices coming out. And that includes our DocuSign, that includes Near Maps 2, and then you also have the option of doing what I mentioned before, which is called sales proposal as a service or design as a service. And that's for both commercial and residential. So for commercial, it's $20 per proposal. First 5 are free, but then after that, it's $20 per proposal. You can have infinite number of proposals. And then if you're doing commercial, the sizing of the project varies, but for anything under 100 kilowatts, it's $40. Anything over, it's 99, and then anything over 500 to 1 megawatt, it's 149 per. So that's something that only Enact offers. No one else is able to do that. We do that for you guys just to make it a lot easier so that you guys can get these proposals out the door a lot quicker.
Thanks for that. So we had another question about, do you offer proposals or designs only? And like Joe said, we do offer that with this design as a service. So we can definitely contribute to that demand with our new design as a service feature.
And if I can jump in on that, something something that Enact offers that no one else is able to is that when you request a design or you need, something, is you're not sending it off to a bot, right? You're not sending it off to some random email. You send it to me, or you attach our head designer Marco, and we respond to you, right? We're human beings. You can hop on a phone and do a Zoom call with us. It's not send a chat to design request and then wait for it to come back. And then you have to use, English like you would be talking to a toddler to make sure that it gets pushed through. Like you're talking to us. We know what we're doing. Our designer Marco has years of experience. He can make suggestions. He can make sure that everything's shaded rightly. So you're going to get the best bet, and you're going to get it for a third of the price than anyone else.
Okay, we have another question. Who are your competitors and how are you different?
Yeah, so it's kind of difficult to describe because just the way that the market's changing right now. So we're similar to Aurora, Solo, Helioscope, Solargraph, but we're different in the sense that, as Landon put it, is that the ease of use. So I've used all of those other platforms, and coming into those platforms, there's kind of this learning curve that you got to take care of. You don't really know where to go. Like they give you training videos, but training videos aren't always the most helpful. Where if you have a question with us, you call us, you send us an email. We can hop on a Zoom meeting. We had a training this morning with a gentleman out in New Hampshire who was having questions on his costing profile. So we jumped on and we fixed it. So it's not something difficult. We're all here. Another thing too is that with those other kind of companies is that it's very structured. It's very, you put in this little box. This is what we use. This is how you do our process. Take it or leave it. Where with us, you can come in and completely make this your own platform, right? You can have your own proposals, your own templates. You can use the craziest solar modules you've ever heard of. You can put them in there, right? And we're here to support you on that. We want you to grow your solar business using your platform. We don't want you to use our platform. We want you to use your platform. Come in, make it your own.
Great. Okay, we have, looks like just one more here. How is Enact getting prepared for the NEM3 and PG&E rate change in California?
Yeah, so that's a great question. That's something that oh, am I still on mute? No, you can hear me. So that's a great question. That's something that a lot of us here have really thought about, put a lot of time in, put a lot of conversation in, and we're partnering with companies that will it's going to make it easy for you guys to sell it. So we're partnering, like I said, with Genability, who's going to have all the rates, all the incentives, everything updated so that you can sell with confidence. We're going to have updated proposal templates that kind of discuss it. We're going to have different webinars and blogs. At our last RE Plus, we actually had someone, a specialist in that area, come in and do a training on it. So we're going to have these things, and all of these are going to be available to you, no cost. You can come in and do it, so that people are going to learn and educate themselves. I myself am going to be starting to host trainings and webinars on the Enact platform every week. And that is going to be a heavy topic of discussion. So it's something that we're looking into, and come what may, we're going to be there for you guys.
Wonderful. Those are all wonderful questions, and thank you for your feedback. Yes, NEM3 is really shaking things up, but we definitely have the resources, and partnering with CALSA for many of their events and their outreach for pushing back on the NEM3 proposal. So I think that's all for the questions. And here's our last slide. We have our contact information here as well. You can connect with us on LinkedIn if you have any additional questions, or shoot us an email. We're happy to help you. And again, we will go ahead and send this webinar recording out to all of our attendees. Okay, so thank you again for attending our webinar at Enact Systems, where we are accelerating clean energy and helping you grow your solar and storage business. And thanks again to Landon Sill from Geneva. He's calling in from Utah, so we appreciate your feedback there. Okay, great. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.